Welcome back to the KingCast, presented by the King Economics Division of the Social Sciences Department. I'm your host, Frank Roach. Season 6, Episode 5. Holy cow. Lots of stuff we've done over the years when it comes to the KingCast. With me, as always, Jack Zipper, Griffin Joo, and we have a guest host today, our first guest host of the year, Owen Blaine from my AP Economics class. Good morning, Owen. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I just want a reminder to our viewers and listeners, remember, when we have Mondays or Fridays off, we do not produce the KingCast. Give the students an opportunity to keep a relaxed weekend and, of course, not bother the administrators to have to post this for us on Monday mornings. So always a friendly reminder for them. All right, we have some great topics today. Griff, you're starting us off today. We see some deflation in the U.S. economy. Fantastic news in the durable goods sector, something the Fed chair has commented on recently. Griffin, tell us about deflation, something unusual.
Yeah, in the United States, prices of durable goods have been falling for 5 straight months. These drops show that durable goods deflation is back in the U.S. Prices for durable goods have fallen on a year-over-year basis for 5 straight months, like I said before. In October, they were down 2.6% from their peak in September 2022, according to data released Thursday by the Commerce Department. This deflation has helped bring down core inflation, which excludes volatile goods, food, and energy, from 5.5% in September to 3.5% in October of this year. Prior to the pandemic, durable prices had fallen at an average of 1.9% per year from 1995 to 2020. However, the pandemic temporarily reversed these forces, and durable goods inflation peaked at 10.5% in February of 2022. Now that the pandemic has eased, supply chains are back to operating smoothly. Should these prices continue to fall, this deflation could accelerate the Fed's hope for inflation to reach their target at around 2%. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said in September that the decrease in goods prices were a sign that higher interest rates by weakening demand in combination with smoother shipping are actually working.
Okay, good news there, Griff. A lot of confusion in this area. We talk about inflation, disinflation, deflation. Beyond that, though, Griff, how are goods suppliers and consumers feeling about this deflation?
Yeah, well, an example at Walmart, price cuts for items are up 50% over the last year, the chief executive of Walmart US said on November 16th. He said, "We've been in a pretty steep inflationary environment the last couple of years, so it's good to see some of those prices come back in line. And I'm sure everyday consumers are just as happy as prices are slowly coming back to what they were pre-pandemic."
Okay, so we haven't even discussed the profit margins. Is he dropping prices and squeezing profit margins, or are those prices really coming down? So we'll see that in their quarterly report coming up in months ahead. One quick comment here. There's a lot of confusion on this stuff, so we have to be careful. Even the Biden administration is struggling with their communications on inflation, obviously something they're very sensitive to. And that is, we have inflation, which is an increasing price level. We have disinflation, which is inflation that is going lower. And we have deflation, where inflation rates are actually negative. So I think right now we can best describe this as disinflation, where the first derivative is positive, but the second derivative is negative. So increasing rates of inflation at a decreasing rate. Something we get a lot of confusion with in the media. Remember, disinflation is positive rates of inflation, but lower rates of inflation. And deflation is actual negative rates of inflation, where this price level is actually dropping. So while we have a durable goods sector that's where prices are falling, the overall CPI still remains elevated. All right, great story as always, Griff. Jack, you talking drugs today, Jack?
Yes, I am.
All right, so Jack is going to talk to us about the very popular weight loss drugs that are sweeping the world, really, and the impacts on the pharmaceutical industry and the food industry. Jack, what'd you find out about drugs?
So with weight loss treatments Wegovy, Ozempic, and Mounjaro sweeping the nation, the pharmaceutical and food industries have been put on notice. Pharmaceutical giants in the industry have flocked to emulate their success and profits, and this has led to some embarrassing results. Pfizer attempted to take advantage of sky-high demand with their own weight loss drug treatment, a twice-daily pill called danuglipron. However, the drug maker said on Friday that they would have to stop developing the pill, citing trials showing it caused significant side effects. This is Pfizer's second obesity drug candidate in the last year that it has dropped, demonstrating how difficult it is to develop an effective, safe, and tolerable treatment for losing weight. Another industry from the reeling explosion of these weight loss drugs is the food industry, who will now have to deal with the decrease in food consumption by thousands of these weight loss treatment users. Morgan Stanley projects that over the next 10 years, 7% of the US population, 24 million people, could be taking these drugs that reduce up to 20% of one's calorie consumption.
That's meaningful for sure, and that's weight loss, right? Reduced calorie count. Jack, what does this mean for the food industry?
This could severely impact profits and cause food companies to adapt by possibly offering smaller portions of their products instead.
I'm not paying more for smaller portions just because there's new drugs out there. I'll tell you that right now. Prices are already too high in the fast food industry anyway. Now, these drugs, Jack, you were very kind not to bring into the side effects of these drugs. I hear the couple of side effects in that Pfizer drug in particular, nausea and diarrhea. And for Ozempic and its sister drug, involuntary diarrhea while you sleep. Ouch. Not good. You're going to have some sheets ready, I guess. All right, great topics, Jack. Great topics, Griff. Let's go ahead and check in some economic data. Last week, we had a few really important data points, including Q3 GDP, goods trade balance, of course, claims, and MBA mortgage applications. Owen, our guest host, took a dive into the GDP data, find out what's going on in the third quarter. Owen, what did you find out for us?
GDP saw another rise this week. This past Wednesday, the third quarter preliminary real GDP release, our second look at Q3 GDP, revealed a better than expected 5.1% increase, more than double the second quarter's increase of 2.1%. And just to give some context, the United States GDP is measured by adding up consumer spending, private investment, government spending, and net exports. Current dollar GDP, or nominal GDP before adjusting for inflation, also rose by 8.9% at an annual rate, and the price index for gross domestic purchases increased by 3% in the third quarter. Personal income saw large increases as well in the quarter as current dollar personal income increased by $218 billion, largely due to increases in wage and salary compensation, non-farm proprietors' income, and personal interest income. Personal savings stood at $815 billion at this personal savings rate moved up 0.2 points to 4.0%. Real gross domestic income increased 1.5%, and profits from current production rose by $105 billion, compared to the second quarter's growth of only $6.9 billion. Overall, the third quarter proved to be strong in terms of income and GDP.
It was a great number, to be sure, well above expectations. We had another data point released on the week that was also way above expectations. In any event, Owen, good numbers to be sure. Owen, what were the components pushing up GDP in the third quarter?
The primary component of this increase came from ongoing high levels of government spending at the local, state, and federal level. Consumer spending and private inventory investment added modestly, and net exports minus imports, were lower and reduced GDP.
Okay, so good numbers there. We talked about this in AP Econ. Jack, you were with me last year. Owen, we're doing this year. Griff as well. So we know that C plus I plus G plus X minus N is our GDP equation. And so good number for sure. Again, largely driven by government spending. And of course, that came with about $2 trillion in deficit spending that we're all going to have to pay for in the future. All right, good topics as always, guys. Let's get into something a little more fun, something closer to home in our King community. Griff, what's happening in the King community with King things?
Yeah, prior to Thanksgiving break, King, in association with Person to Person, held their annual food drive. And like always, it was a huge success. The school collected 4,227 pounds of food for the Person to Person food drive and assembled 40 Thanksgiving baskets for Building One Community's Thanksgiving basket drive. In the 8th grade, students utilized augmented reality in science teacher Katie O'Connor's class. They use this technology to learn about the molecular world and see compounds invisible to the common eye. And finally, the 5th grade students recently studied ancient Mesopotamia in their history class. Using the question of how did we get here, 5th graders immersed themselves in the beginnings of civilization and got to present their findings to their lower school peers.
Wow, they went way back, way back. Okay, good stuff there. Mr. DeFelice is part of that science stuff, so always good to see that going on in the King community. Jack, what do you got for us in King sports? What's our update?
So the winter season for King sports has kicked off with a bang this week, with multiple of our teams seeing action. King basketball followed up a tough loss to Rocky Hill Country Day School with an impressive win over St. Mark's at the Zero Gravity Basketball Prep Classic this Saturday. AJ Trimboli led the way with 24 points, with George McCormick also being a lead contributor with 16. King hopes to continue their momentum on Tuesday when they play Brunswick at home. This Saturday, King hockey also sprung into action. However, they lost 6-1 versus Will Brimham and Monsoon Academy, a strong team from Massachusetts, and they hope to bounce back at the annual Teddy Bear Toss game on Tuesday against Greenwich Country Day School at Chelsea Piers in Stamford. All stuffed animals will be given to local families via the local nonprofit Person to Person or P2P's holiday store. King's goal is to collectively donate 250 stuffed animals, and make sure to show up and or donate or drop a new stuffed animal in one of the collection bins in one of the schools.
All right, some good stuff there. Griff, you were part of the basketball team on your voyage to Massachusetts. How was your trip?
It was good. It was a good time. It was quick, but we had a lot of fun.
How many games did you play?
We only played 2, so we were 1-1.
1-1. Okay, good. And you came back Saturday night?
Yeah.
Any good food?
We went out to eat. We went to a pizza place. It wasn't bad, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, food is a big part of my life these days. As you can tell from our next segment, our lunch reviews. As always, we'll start out with a shout out to the Flick crew, Junior, Eduardo, Sue, Gladys, the rest of the team. They do an amazing job for us every day, always with a friendly face. So we really appreciate what they do for us. Remember, guys, our scale is 0 to 5 Viking helmets. Okay, I'll start us off. Monday was pizza, cheese and salad pizza with a cream and broccoli soup. Not a huge fan of the pizza, I'm sorry to say. I did not try the salad pizza. Salad should not be on pizza. I'm going 2 Viking helmets out of 5. I did not have the broccoli soup. How about you, Jack?
I'm not a fan of the King Pizza. I feel like there's a lot of good options out there. So I'll give it a 2 Viking helmets as well.
Okay, you pizza snob, you. Well, how about you, Owen?
You know what? I told Mr. Roast this in class, and he made fun of me. I'm a fan of the King Pizza, and I'm going to give it a 4 because it's
nice.
weird.
4 Viking helmets. Fantastic. Griff?
I'm kind of going with Jack here. I like the pizza, but I usually don't have it, so I'll give this a 2 out of 5.
Okay, that's fair. Meanwhile, let us not forget, of course, we always have the great salad bar, the pasta bar, and of course, our panini sandwich bar. All right, Jack, Tuesday?
So on Tuesday, we had beef stew and buttered egg noodles with a pasta fagioli soup. I had the beef stew. It was really good, but I did not have the buttered egg noodles. I ended up just going to the panini bar for that one. So I think this was pretty good. I would say a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Okay, I did not have the beef stew, not for me, so I can't rate that. The soup was fantastic. The soup, 4 out of 5 Viking helmets. But Griff, what'd you have for a Tuesday?
Yeah, I also went with the beef stew, and I did have the buttered egg noodles. I think King beef stew is probably one of my highlights. I would give this a 4 out of 5.
Outstanding, Owen?
Probably bang average for me. I did like it, though. Really enjoyed the beef stew. I'll give it a 3.
3, okay, not bad.
All right, 3
All right,
Viking.
on Wednesday, what do you have, Griff?
We had the pan-seared chicken marsala with sweet potato wedges, and the soup was a creamy corn chowder. I had the chicken marsala. I did not have the sweet potato wedges because I've never been a sweet potato fan, and I don't think I ever will be. But I really did like the chicken marsala, so I'll give this one a 4 out of 5 Viking helmets as well.
Okay, I enjoyed the chicken. I don't go with the mushrooms. The chicken was fantastic. Sweet potato wedges, not my thing either. That's a color issue for me. But the pan-seared chicken marsala without the mushrooms, I'm giving that 4 Viking helmets out of 5. I did not have the chowder. Jack?
So the chicken marsala, that's one of my favorite items on the menu. I think this is a 5 for me, but the sweet potato wedges were a little bit lackluster.
Okay, how about you, Owen?
I didn't get to them. I had a meeting the entire period, so I just
So you missed
pizza.
lunch?
Honestly, super jealous. I love chicken marsala. So
Okay, all right, good for them. We appreciate the honesty and no playing around. All right, Owen, how about Thursday?
Thursday we have a chicken rice coconut curry bowl with a beef vegetable soup. I thought chicken rice. I thought it was good. Like I thought the bread was awesome. I have to be honest. I really
The
love
naan, yeah, they serve naan.
the naan was excellent. I'd say it has to bring my rating up to a 4. I mean, spot on.
Okay, so 4 Viking helmets. I love this dish. I love the naan. Hadn't seen naan at King before. I'll give 5 out of 5 Viking helmets for my chicken rice coconut curry bowl. I did not have the soup. Griff?
Yeah, I didn't have the soup either, but I did really enjoy the curry bowl, and the naan was great. It's probably like it's up there for like one of the best items that we've had this year. So I would actually give this meal a 5 out of 5 Viking helmets.
Guys, don't be afraid. If you need to go higher, if you need to go 9 Viking helmets out of 5, you can do that. Jack said it was impossible one time, but you can do it. Jack, what'd you think?
So, given your high ratings, I'm a little bit disappointed that I brought lunch from home today. I feel like I missed out on something. Yeah.
So you didn't have the chicken?
No, unfortunately not.
Now you want to share what you brought into school?
Yeah, I had a turkey sandwich with some,
Beautiful.
olives and peppers, so that was nice.
Nice. Good for you. And then Friday, we had burgers with fries and a roasted red pepper soup, one of the most popular lunches ever at King. This is a 4 out of 5 for me, Viking helmets. I tried to make a Big Mac. I got two burgers, so 4 buns and 2 patties. I had lettuce and onions and pickles and all that stuff. And I put it together and it was about this high. I couldn't eat it, so I had to break it back down. But I love the burgers at King and the fries were great. How about you, Owen?
I thought the burger was all right. I'd say I'd give it a 3 Viking helmets again. Pretty bang average, but it's a good lunch.
Did you try the soup?
No, I didn't get to the soup.
Sounds like we're not soup guys as a group, right? Yeah, I like some, but not most. And Griffin, how about you?
I actually left at 7 a.m. from school. I was up on the way to
You had no
Massachusetts.
lunch on Friday.
I did not have lunch.
What a deal you guys got to leave school at 7 a.m. and go play basketball. Not bad. Jack, burger?
I mean, it's a King Classic. I think it's always really good. I don't think it's that 5 though, so I'm gonna give it 4 Viking helmets.
Okay, let's look ahead to next week. Jack, start us off.
So on Monday we have the penne marinara with Parmesan herb garlic bread with the chicken noodle soup.
Griff?
On Tuesday, we have beef tacos with rice pilaf and a vegetable lentil soup to go with it.
On Wednesday, we have maple baked ham with sweet potatoes and pasta fagioli soup.
On Thursday, we have the grilled cheese with bacon, always a big hit, and salt and pepper chips with a cream of tomato soup.
And on Friday, we have the sweet and sour chicken with jasmine rice and a hot sour soup.
Okay, so this is a little tough for me. There's rice pilaf on Tuesday, which I'm gonna enjoy for sure. Penne marinara, it's a simple dish, but the marinara sauce is good, and the penne is nicely cooked when it's at the hot plate. And then the sweet and sour chicken has my attention. So I'm looking forward to sweet and sour chicken, the penne on Monday, and the rice pilaf on Tuesday. Anyone else got a highlight for the week?
Sweet and sour chicken on Friday is just the greatest King meal ever.
Okay. Oh, and anything standing out for you?
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I think sweet and sour chicken's the best thing I've ever had at the school. I mean, it's perfect.
Good, Jack?
I mean, I'm already giving it a 5 Viking helmets out of 5.
Okay.
It might go higher. Who knows?
Me too. I could go 10 Viking helmets. Don't test me. All right, and we have our second weekly KingCast lunch poll. The most popular lunch entree for the week, and it was close, was the burgers and fries on Friday. Second was the curry chicken bowl on Thursday. Third was the chicken marsala. Fourth was the beef stew, and fifth was the pizza. So our Viking helmets line up nicely with that, it seems like. And then also for the most popular soup, the pasta fagioli. Second was the roasted red pepper. Third was the creamy corn chowder. Fourth was the cream of broccoli. And fifth was the beef vegetable. All right, guys, always fun. I love food at King, and it's a big part of my day, as you can tell. Apart from teaching you economics, of course. That's the most important thing. All right, let's get into some financial markets and economics. Let's talk data. What happened the week before? What's coming up this week? If you want to invest, trade, manage your money, you need to know what's happening in the U.S. economy. Those are U.S. economic data releases. Jack, start us off.
On Friday, we had October construction spending 0.6% versus 0.2% in September. And we had November ISM manufacturing index 46.7 versus 46.7 in October, so no change.
Okay, so that ISM number still below 50, so still means contraction. Griff?
On Thursday, we had the initial unemployment claims for the week ending November 25th at 218,000 versus 211,000 in the prior week. Also, we had November Chicago Purchasing Managers Index 55.8 versus 44 in October. And finally, we had the October pending home sales down 1.5% versus 1% in September.
Just a quick note on the November Chicago PMI. Holy cow, a huge upside move here. 44 in October, which is contraction. We had a 13 sigma move from 44 to 55.8. Something's fugazi in that data, but markets were a little spooked by that. Owen, what do we have for Wednesday?
On Wednesday, we had MBA mortgage applications, week ending November 25th, up 0.3% versus up 3% in the prior week. Q3 preliminary GDP, as I spoke about earlier, with 5.2% versus 2.1% in Q2. October goods trade balance deficit of 89.8 billion versus 86.8 billion in September.
Ouch on that goods trade deficit. We have goods and services balance coming out this coming week, but another massive number on the goods side. And again, for the first time in American history, we're going to have a deficit on the trade balance over $1 trillion. Ouch. Jack.
So on Tuesday, we had our November consumer confidence 102 versus 99.1 in October.
And on Monday, we had the October new home sales down 5.6% versus up 8.6% in September.
Okay, housing is still challenged by relatively high interest rates and still high prices. OB, how about this week coming up? What do we have for Monday?
On Monday, we'll get the October factory orders.
Jack?
On Tuesday, we have November ISM non-manufacturing index.
Griff, you have some things to talk about. What's about Wednesday?
Yeah, Wednesday we get MBA mortgage applications for the week ending December 2nd, the ADP November non-farm employment change, October trade balance goods and services, and we get some quarter data with Q3 non-farm productivity and Q3 unit labor costs.
Well, Thursday, OB?
On Thursday, we'll get initial unemployment claims, week ending December 2nd.
Jack, finish this off for us.
And on Friday, we have the November employment situation report, Jack's favorite data point, and the December University of Michigan's consumer sentiment.
Always love it when people speak of themselves in the third person. I love that the data report as well. The employment situation report, the mother of all data points, the most important data point in the planet. The first Friday of every month indicates the health of the U.S. labor market, the largest economy in the world. All right, let's check in on financial markets. How did markets react to the data? Start us off with Owen. Owen, tell us about stocks.
So for stocks, the S&P 500 opened the week at 4,549, had a high on Friday of 4,597, a low on Thursday of 4,539, and closed near the highs on Friday at 4,594, up 45 points for the week or up 0.9%.
Cannot keep a good stock market down. Bonds, Griff?
The benchmark 10-year U.S. Treasury bond opened the week at 4.4%, had a high on Monday of 4.41%, a low on Friday of 4.21%, and closed at the highs of 4.21%, down 19 basis points on the week.
All right, so remember now, we talk interest rates and we talk bonds. Remember, bond prices and interest rates are inversely related. So if interest rates are going down, bond prices are going up. Jack, foreign exchange?
The U.S. dollar index opened the week at 102.97, had a high on Thursday of 103.69, a low on Wednesday of 102.67, and a close of 103.19, up 22 points for the week or up 0.2%.
Yeah, baby, strong dollar. Hurts exports, though. Commodities, Owen?
For commodities, the Dow Jones Commodities Index opened the week at 977.17, had a high on Thursday of 993.20, a low on Monday of 976.74, and a close of 979.10, up 1.9 points on the week or up 0.2%.
Okay, not a lot of movement in commodities, with a little range bound, just as we are in the S&P 500, by the way. All right, so higher stock prices, lower interest rates, so higher bond prices, a stronger dollar, and commodities mostly unchanged. I'm staying with my call. Sell rallies in stocks, sell rallies in bonds, buy dips in commodities, and buy dips in the dollar. I'm out of the money on a couple of those, but I haven't stopped myself out yet. I think those are still the calls. Remember, manage your own money. I am just making recommendations and sharing my own opinion. All right, guys, great show as always. Let's finish it off with our friendly reminders. Jack?
Do your reading and do your homework.
Come to class prepared and use your blinker when making turns or switching lanes.
Stop signs mean stop and no texting while driving.
Always try to buy American. That's it for us. Join us again next week. Tell your friends and family to listen to the KingCast at kingschoolct.org. Academics, upper school, clubs, and activities. And we are out of here.